for the kingdom. So a lot of it. So he's considered very powerful and knowledgeable at this point in time. So that's my little explanation about what being a second rank official or third rank or fourth rank or first rank might be, or 二品、一品、三品、四品. So let's go on. But the thing I'm most afraid of is having to deal with officials, and he's justified because an official is really when you deal with officials in Chinese government, they had a lot of power. So that also means that they had the power to send you to jail or very bad places, and military power as well. And so if you did anything to offend them, you'd be in deep trouble, especially if you were just a normal person, like a pingming, which is like I guess you could call it a peasant or a normal common person. But yeah, you feared officials. You were like, I better not make this official mad, or we better try to curry his favor. If the official was a bad person. Some officials weren't all bad, but things happen, corruption happened, the rest. And that's why Xiao Yao is actually afraid to deal with officials, because of that. Anyway, you can relax. Nobody will treat you like an outsider. And let's see. And the family of Liu and the family of Lin are 世家怎么说, or like are linked, or very closely linked, I guess is the best way I can describe that. When I was young, Uncle Liu wasn't before Uncle Liu. Let's see. Oh, I see. Oh, when I was young, when Uncle Liu hadn't been in such a high position, their whole family stayed with my family. Come on, let's go. If I wear this, won't I be too rude, or like, isn't it too casual? Whatever you wear, you'll always look the same. You'll always look like a country bumpkin. Haha. Oh, jeez, lay it in. Harsh. Oh. Well, there are some rich young girls who happen to like country bumpkins. Huh. Stop saying weird things. Who would like country bumpkins? Or she's saying谁会吃包子? Well, because the analogy is like. The analogy is he compared himself to like a little bun that eats dirt. It doesn't make sense, but it's just basically a way of saying like I'm just like a dirt eater, or a country, or like someone who's unrefined. And she's like, she would say, who would eat a bun like you? But anyway, if you're asking what happened to the mage, to Linger, so okay, without going into too much detail, so they actually tried to intercept the people from the White Miao clan. Tried to intercept her from the last It would have been from the last YouTube broadcast that's on YouTube right now. So basically, the people from the White Miao who were actually like. It turns out that Linger's mom is from the White Miao clan, and they're not exactly happy with how Linger's mom was treated. Apparently, she was not treated well, and they intercept Shi Zhanglao, who was the man who captured Linger from last time, all the way on the top of the Ghost Darkness Mountain, and they intercepted him, and basically they would have won, except that he decided to use a self-destruction technique called the Red Blood Poison Flame, which is basically a super move that wipes out everyone on the field at the cost of his life. So basically he's dead now, but Linger might have been killed by that technique, but she was saved by the Sword Sage, and that's where she is right now. So for now we can rest a little easy, because the Sword Sage, who is the solitary swordsman, he was the one that was wearing blue clothes and has the white hair. He's the strongest in all of the world of martial arts, and she's with him right now. He saved her. So I don't know what will happen to her, but I believe she's safe. So for now, we're going to deal with Yueru's relatives instead, since this happens to be where her relatives are, as you might have just seen. I'm going to go into her relative's house later. I'm probably going to do a little more shopping before I go any further. And this is now Chang'an City proper. Yeah, nah, there's nothing here. I'm just gonna look for. Anyway, this inn is booked by tons and tons of these douchebags, of these like criminal gangs. They're gonna call each other names, and they're gonna say like their relatives are. We're relatives of the emperor, very very distant relatives. So, it's just basically a fight between them. What are you looking at? Go away. So this is more important though, because this is a 魔山道士. So he's a practitioner. He's used the art of Mao Shan and Roshan. I think Roshan is what it is. And anyway, he says he's selling seals that can fell demons. So he has a limited quantity, and if you come too late, you won't have an opportunity to buy it. So anyway, the most important is he sells this. This will save your life in bosses, especially because this is the Jingang Fu, which is the seal of golden reinforcement. What this does is increase your defense for 7 turns. So this is really really important, especially since the mage that would have cast this is not in our party right now. So I'm gonna make an effort to buy 10 of them, because you never know. The rest is all stuff I can get. It's all not really important. I don't want to need elemental spells because they're too costly at this point, and I'm better off investing into a weapon. And this is pretty good, but I've got 22 of them, so I don't think I'm good. Thank you. And oh yeah, if I need to do any of that, or like trying to get rid of monsters and all, or evaluate my feng shui, I could come to him. But I don't need to. And yes, people do evaluate the feng shui of a place, and you would normally ask the same guy. I think he's kind of like a scholar. So, I'm gonna go get drunk today. Yeah. Today there's wine, and today I'm going to be drunk. Family matters, country matters, earthly matters. I don't care. Great, thanks. And she's just gonna say, I think she says, oh, how scary. All those people over there are mafia people. But I'm Dirty Dan. Oh, there's no SpongeBob here. But yes, basically. I think there's nothing else to say. What did they have to say? Zhao Renjie, she says, what kind of illness is the son of Shangshu Liu, or what kind of strange illness has the son of Shangshu Liu gotten? Yeah, in English it doesn't make. It's very hard to. I'm sorry, it's very hard to reconfigure the syntax. But anyway, sometimes. And it's been a long time since we've seen him. And the other person is Ling Juying, and she says, I'm not sure. From what I heard from my friend who works in the house of the Shangsu, every day all of a sudden he gets really ill, and he feels pain, endless pain, and it's very uncomfortable for him. So I guess his illness is really really bad. So he's asking, do I want to buy wine, and a pot is 150 gold. Not really useful for me. Oh, no thanks. He's basically saying, oh, I don't need it, thanks. That was just an inn. I'm not gonna talk to these guys. They're basically making up crap. Let me see. What were they talking about? Yeah. Oh, they're talking about. So, anyway, they're spoiling a little bit for us, but basically they're talking about the person that married Jing Yuan, who is the son of the Shangsu, who we met earlier, and yeah, they're saying like nobody has any idea where she comes from, and basically they're about to make up some bull crap about what they think she came from, but they don't really know. They're making up crap. Yeah. Who knows, like. Anyway, so this is the doctors. This is Yes, the inns oftentimes in China, like at this time, inns were both restaurants and inns combined. So they would serve food and drink to the room guests as well as people downstairs who just wanted to eat somewhere. So you could go there to eat and drink. And also, if you needed a place to stay, you could do that too. And of course, yeah, you could probably negotiate the price down a bit if you wanted to do that. Because Chinese culture is all about negotiation. You can always bargain the prices, for the most part. Probably not for restaurants, though. That's actually one thing about it. Like, you can't bargain at restaurants. Don't try. You're paying the advertised price. But you can bargain everything else, especially in a pawn shop, or in a sword shop, or weapon shop. Medicine shops, not so much, but generally because that's a medicine shop. Yeah, they're... Anyway, so this is Dr. Zhang, and he says that I've practiced medicine for 20-some years. I've never seen that kind of strange illness. Dr. Zhao says, yes, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't diagnose it either. Let's see. The illness of young Mr. Liu is certainly strange, or certainly unique. Dr. Zhang says, I think perhaps it's not an illness. Perhaps he might have gotten some kind of strange a poison from some strange technique, some evil technique. Perhaps. Otherwise, how come tens of doctors have working together would be unable to diagnose the reason for his illness? There's no haggling system in this game. We're gonna pay, but various shops have different. I'm just gonna ransack this house to see if I can get any. Yep, I got a healing seal from them, Guan Yin. And let's see. Oh, and I believe I have to do the merchant. I found the merchant dead from the last broadcast, which is unfortunate. So I'm gonna return his bag to his wife, who lives in the city. Daddy, well, she's not saying it's her daddy. It's her husband, but she's calling him father. Hurry up and eat. The food will get cold. Okay, anyway, from what I remember, this is they're just gonna talk about like, oh, and who might you be, little brother? Oh, and he says like, oh, I can stay and eat. No, it's okay, I'm good. Wow, finally the food is ready. Yeah, Xiaolu, sorry, dude. I'm glad you get to eat, little dude. This is the inn. I just went there. There's no haggling system, unfortunately. Which is funny because yeah, I said all that stuff about Chinese bargaining, but you can't do that here. I say, okay, so he's talking about a pretty girl. Let's see. I say being able to get married to such a beautiful woman as that Chai Yi is the name of the girl that you're talking about, and this is really important. We'll eventually get to a point where we're probably gonna meet her, and being able to get married to a beautiful young girl like Chai Yi, without the house of the Shangsu's monetary power and political power, it would not be possible to do that. And his name is Lu Zhang, in case you were wondering. Or is it Lu Peng? No, Lu Zhang. Seeing a poor scholar like me, being able to marry a beautiful young beautiful woman and take her home I with this whole life, there's no way I can. I'm